Well, good evening, friends. First of all, let me say Happy Doctor's Day to each and every one of you. I'd like to say that this Doctor's Day, just few words about Doctor's Day before I do the job which I've been entrusted with. That indeed, this is one day which we thought must be utilized by us to create an awareness amongst our patients in society as far as media is concerned, that whereas people are quick to criticize doctors and to find faults, they do not recognize the good work that is being done by doctors. And this is one day I think we should encourage people to acknowledge the good work that doctors are doing, and to that extent I think our committee is doing an excellent job, and we have been receiving good amount of messages and good awareness has been created that indeed it's not only the bad things that need to be highlighted but also the good things, the gratitude which people owe, grateful patients owe to their doctors. So I think first of all I'd like to congratulate the entire team for making this Doctor's Day really the way I think we had envisaged and we had thought it should be projected. Now I have been given the job of speaking about Dr. Anil Suchak, who is too well known to all of you, and yet I have been asked to speak about him, and there is a reason for it. The reason is that there are many facets of this person which are unknown to a lot of people, and it is my present job to bring out these unknown facets of Dr. Anil Suchak. So first of all, how is it that I have been selected to introduce Dr. Anil Suchak, and how am I qualified to talk about Dr. Anil Suchak? I'd like to tell you how I am qualified to talk about Dr. Anil Suchak. I have known Dr. Anil Suchak from the time he was 18 years old. He was in 12th standard. He used to go to Jai Hind College in the train from Malad to Churchgate. That is the time from which I know him. Then of course, after inter-science, it used to be called inter-science in those days, it is 12th standard now. He got admission to Grand Medical College, which was again my alma mater. And throughout his student days, I used to watch him. Also, before his surgery exams, he used to bring a whole lot of friends and ask me to take clinics for them. So this is at the time of his undergraduate. After his MBBS, he wants to do internship. Now in internship there used to be a rural term, and he was doing a rural term in some place, Palghar or some place, I don't remember. And he was returning on the bike along with another student, and a oncoming truck, huge truck, came and hit this bike, and he sustained very serious abdominal trauma. He had the good sense to tell the taxi fellow was taking him to Cooper Hospital. He had the good sense, he didn't have any head injury. So he said, no, take him to my own hospital in Malad, and he was brought there. And immediately he was admitted. Dr. Singhi, a senior surgeon, and myself, we were immediately summoned. We took him into the operation theatre. His pulse was barely felt. And clinically we thought it's a splenic tear. It looked like a splenic tear. And somehow we decided to open him up. Blood, etc. was called for. And there was a split. splenic tear with furious bleeding. We did a splenectomy, and during the procedure, on twice he got a cardiac arrest. It had to be revived. Twice we revived him, and then of course he came through that. He recovered from this splenectomy. Of course, what happened, I will tell you later. Then due to this massive blood transfusion, in those days HCV was not done, and HCV was transmitted to him in that period. Anyway, he recovered, and after that he took up anesthesia as a postgraduate studies. Now, the day he passed his anesthesia postgraduate, in those days, AMC was looking for members, and we used to watch who is passing his postgraduate, and we used to run after him. And immediately, I took a form to him, and come on, now you are eligible to become a member, and I was the one who made him a member. So I'm telling you how I'm qualified to speak about Dr. Anil Suchak. I made him a member. If you take out the form, I am the person who proposed his name, right? Also, after he became an anesthetist, he was my anesthetist for several years. He used to give anesthesia to several of the cases which I have operated. So that's how I know him, that's how I'm qualified to talk about him. Of course, in AMC, I was very confident. By then, I knew him quite well. I knew his personality, and I knew he's going to rise very far. And he did rise to the highest level. He retired as trustee only last year. And of course, the citation will tell you what all positions he took up. And just by dint of sheer hard work and determination, he became the youngest president of the association. Then, of course, a couple of years later, he developed jaundice, and it was shown that he had non-A, non-B hepatitis, for which he went to USA for interferon treatment, which was experimental at that time, a trial, and he used to go every now and then to USA. And take treatment from, probably each and every gastroenterologist in the city of Mumbai knows Anil Suchak because he had consulted so many of them. In 2007, unfortunately, his disease progressed and he developed end-stage liver disease. End-stage liver disease, and it was almost certain that he would not live for more than a couple of months. And I will tell you his personality. I can never forget the scene I have seen. You can guess his personality. He was severely jaundiced, looking yellow. He was vomiting. He had lost a lot of weight. And we all were so worried, we thought he's not going to last for more than a few months. And at that stage, when somebody vomiting with fever, with all that, somebody would be lying down in bed. Yet what this guy was doing, I'll never forget that. In that condition, there was a laptop in front of him, and he was surfing everywhere. I remember that scene very vividly. He's surfing all over. Where is liver transplant done? Singapore, USA, what it will cost me, how much it will cost me, where should I go? He was surfing the net and he was making preparations for a liver transplant. And eventually, in 2007, he underwent a liver transplant in Apollo Hospital in Delhi. Dr. Subhash Gupta operated him. I was present in Delhi at that time. The operation lasted 18 hours. 18 hours the operation lasted. He developed some post-operative complications as well, and yet he came out of all these complications and he bounced back, and not only that, he was as strong he was ever before. Now to tell you his mindset, 6 months, just 6 months after his recovery from the liver transplant, this man undertook a marathon run, standard charter dream marathon run, 6-kilometer run, just 6 months after his operation. And he does that every year, this marathon run, just to create awareness of organ transplantation and of liver transplantation. Of course, the citation which Dr. Sujata Rao is going to read will list out his various specific achievements. The reason why I'm saying the newer generation of members need to know about his contribution. Now what is he doing? He is still, after this liver transplant, many people would go easy. He works 18 hours a day. This man is unbelievable. He is addressing college students all over the country, other groups all over the country, spreading the message of organ transplantation, more specifically cadaveric transplant, which he has been doing. Not only that, he is counseling end-stage liver disease patients all over the world, not country, all over the world. People from Bangladesh, from USA, from Nepal, they call him up, he communicates with them, he counsels them, advises them, and that is something which is now subject which is very close to his heart. 132 persons he has counseled so far. Nearly 40 lectures he has given all over the country just to promote organ transplantation. His organizing abilities are amazing. He's a master organizer. In year 2000, on behalf of a number of personal calamities, having defeated end-stage liver disease and come out stronger than before. And that is because he followed the advice of James Corbett. James Corbett was a famous American heavyweight boxer. He followed his advice. And what did James Corbett say? James Corbett said, fight one more round. When your arms are so tired that you can hardly lift your hand to come on guard, fight one more round. When your nose is bleeding and your eyes are black and you are so tired that you wish that your opponent would crack you one on the jaw and put you to sleep, fight one more round. Remembering that the man who fights more round is the man who wins. He has followed that advice. He is the James Corbett man and much more. He is brave, but he is also large-hearted, always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone just for the asking. Other than that, he is humble, compassionate, a spiritual person, and a true karma yogi. He is truly deserving of this award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is being given by AMC, and I am so happy that he is receiving this award. I feel privileged to have known him. My best wishes to him, his wife Abha, son Suraj, who is now qualifying to be a urologist, and his daughter Aparajita. I wish him a long, healthy life. Thank you.